Katie York sent to get this one started. And the nightcap to a busy Sunday is underway. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll scurry forward for a pickup of 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Couldn't connect across the middle. It's an incomplete pass. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And now it's 3rd down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Mahomes on 1st and 10. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Keely Ringo picks it off. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the defense. And now it really sets the stage for what I love and what you love, Kate. In this game of adjustments, in the game of back and forth, who's going to respond next?
First give on the ground to Jahmyr Gibbs. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Another one for Gibbs. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine. And that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. Darius Slay with the stop. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you'll really break the backs of a defense.
Here we go, 3rd and less than a yard. Again, it's Gibbs. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. Pick up a 5 on that play. And they'll have 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Going to the ground again on 1st. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Christian Harris on the stop. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9. They send a man in motion. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pass brought in by Traylon Burks. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it'll give him a first down. Now their opening drive's certainly going according to plan, Brock. It's a new set of downs at the 27. On first down, it's Gibbs, who swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Christian Harris on the stop. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. Milton back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. That's caught. Here comes Jahmyr Gibbs. He has the touchdown. So our first score of the game here as they cap off that drive with a touchdown.
Certainly what you're looking for, Kate, offensively. You want to force the other guys into thinking they need to play a little catch-up right away. So a nice job to get that first score and take early control of this game.
Taking the offense off. All right, leaving him out, trying for 2. Oh, and he's got a man open. Complete. And he'll get in. That gives him an 8-0 lead. Now he's York to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they're going to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Okay, Brock, now back-to-back drives where they have picked him off. That's got to be a worrying trend for these coaches who know how integral the passing game is to their game plan and their success.
Those poker players, the best of them, when they figure out a tell, they know exactly how to beat their opponent. This defense right now, they're reading this quarterback like a book.
First down, and they go right back to him. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Coming right is Gibbs. He cuts it towards the sideline. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
1st and goal. Here's Gibbs. Runs it in for the touchdown. These guys grow their lead to 14-0. It's a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
Offense not going anywhere. They want to.
Offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
Putting the tight end in motion. He's throwing for it. And he secures it in the end zone, so their lead grows to 16 zip. Well, they really had this defense on its heels, Brock. Still the opening half, but a couple of touchdowns now, and a perfect 2 for 2 on 2-point tries.
Yeah, this defense, they're picking up the scraps. They're not doing anything well. This offense, though, they sure are. Scoring touchdowns and then 2-point conversions to top it off. You know, part of the reason you don't see this a lot, Kate, is you only have so many 2-point plays in the arsenal, and they're using them here very early.
First and 10 now from the 30. It gives to Pacheco to start the drive. Juke the defender. Another awesome move. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. And they can go ahead and stay in that huddle. We're at the end of the first quarter. It's a 2-score game early. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back. Road offense out there and set. Let's get the second quarter started. They'll try to attack this deficit starting with first and 10. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Alante. Stop. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
2nd and 8. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Mahomes to throw for it. That's cut beyond the marker. They'll keep this drive moving after a big 18-yard pickup on 4th down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. He's got it in the red zone. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that will set up 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Still set up at the 9. It's second and goal. Trying again with Pacheco. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. The Huskies start to fight back with their first points of this game. It's an Isaiah Pacheco touchdown. And it's good, but the choice to kick there means this still is a two-possession game in the second half. So we've got ourselves a 9-point game now as they'll kick this off. Has this at the 6. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. I'll start on the ground with Gibbs. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They get 13 on the pickup. And it sets up first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Up the gut they go with Gibbs. Has another lane. Down the sideline inside the 30. And he takes this all the way down to the 24-yard line. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Anytime you get that chunk of yards, gosh, you can just feel it in the stadium. It just changes the whole complexion of the drive. They're now set up beautifully in enemy territory to end this series with points.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be second and 5.
A gain of 5 brings him second and 5.
Running it with Gibbs. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. They're going to think this over before trying 3rd and 1. They take a timeout. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Third down, 1 yard to go. They'll go right side with Gibbs. And he's able to get this down to the 13. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You love a huddle? Okay, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
They have themselves another first and 10. Now Gibbs. And he'll take this only to about the 11 before going down. Only 2 yards, and it brings up second and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
He brings it in. Touchdown! Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock. But I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. Kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. The great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
They're leaving the offense out there, and they're going to try for 2.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
Throwing from the gun here. And no connection on the 2-point try. It fails. Well, what's the old saying, partner? You can't win them all. 3rd go and a 2-point conversion in this game, and that's only the first time they did not end up in the end zone.
I know we're seeing a boom in this aggressiveness in analytics, but I will tell you, kid, there's only so many plays. I mean, I guess you're going to see more coordinators and coaches spend off seasons adding more and more and more plays, but you only get so many reps during practice, and I am curious how many more 2-point shots they've got on that script.
now from the 30. Drive begins with a run by Pacheco. And he's brought down for a loss. That brings us to the 2-minute warning. The Huskies with a lot of ground between where they are now and where they need to go. Offense to the line for second down. Pressure coming from Mahomes. That's complete, Isaiah Pacheco. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that game. Keely Ringo making the play.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Mahomes. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be their football. 1st and 10 now from the 30. They go play action here. He throws a bullet to the center of the field.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Throwing off the play fake here. That one finds Xavier Worthy. He touches him down, but a great pickup, and it's good for a first. Gibbs now from the gun. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Ashton Davis there on the stop. 2nd and 10 now. Catch is made down the right sideline. 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Makes the grab in bounds left side. That play good for 17 on a 1st down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
From the red zone now. Chased out to his right. And look at the footwork there. Touchdown. These guys get 4 points to end a lopsided 1st half. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
So after thinking it over, they're lining up for 2.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
And that's into the end zone, so they follow the touchdown by tacking on 2 more to their lead. On now is York to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
They've got first down here, but just 18 seconds to work with. From the gun, it's Mahomes. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba gets it to the 15. He does it. Touchdown. The Huskies chop some of the lead off before the half. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. Point after, up and good from Bates. And the Huskies get it back to within 2 scores. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. Here's a return from the 7. This return makes it up to the 25. They've got first and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He's back to throw. He's going deep. He's got it inside the 10. We've reached the midway point of this contest. 2 quarters down and an exciting 2 to go. The NFL on EA Sports returns after this. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our second half. On now is Cook to kick this away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. On the ground, it's a give to Gibbs. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
This is Gibbs on second down. And he'll only drive this forward to around the 26. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. They're going play action. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense.
Oh, and they're going to fake this one. Pass caught. And they pull it off. He gets them the first before being stopped.
If they need a new emergency quarterback, Kate, I think they found their man. Seems like a call they had confidence in, and that was the perfect moment to dial it up.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. In off to Gibbs from the gun. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Again, it's Gibbs. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. A 5-yard gain on the play. And that'll be a first down. Another one for Gibbs. And he gets up for a gain of about 4.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Gibbs on the carry. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Here's a give to Gibbs. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Ashton Davis there on the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Now Milton to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Yeah, this game, you just can't make it harder than it needs to be. Just get the catch first. Guarantee your yards, and then worry about escaping defenders after the catch.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Milton now. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, the coach wants to see them convert those.
Groupie sends it through. And make this a 19.3 score advantage.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30.
At their own 30-yard line.
They're out and set. 1st and 10. On from Pacheco, start the half. And he's charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free, incomplete. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back.
Oh no, they get him yet again. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. I think it's safe to say, Brock, this defense isn't just trying to defend a lead. They are trying to eliminate all doubt. And to that end, a big play to take that interception back for 6.
I think it's very easy for fans to see when an offense goes dormant and conservative and plays it safe. But defenses fight the same challenge, Cade, and kudos to that defensive coordinator. Don't be reckless, but this defense has earned the right to be aggressive.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
1st and 10 now from the 30. A give right side. Here's Pacheco. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? They built this type of lead for themselves because that's actually, Kate, their first sack of the game. And that's why smart front offices and complete teams build a well-rounded roster. That way, if a core component like the pass rush today isn't there, well, the other areas...
And he's in. Touchdown. The Huskies shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. Bates tacks on the extra point. And the Huskies get it back to a 19-point deficit. On now is Cook to kick this away. This return starts at the 5. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead with Gibbs. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
Tackled by a gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 23-yard line.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 23. That'll be complete to Burks. And that's good for a gain of 5. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Milton. That finds Burks, complete. And they hit him right after he made that catch. That's going to deny him the 1st. It's 4th down. And they're going for this. Flushed out of the pocket. Complete out to the right side. That's a gain of 10, and staring at a turnover on downs, Brock, they pick up the 1st instead.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
That's the end of the 3rd on Sunday night. It's not quite over yet, but it'd take a pretty miraculous comeback. We've got a 3-score game as we get set to start the 4th quarter. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. A give to Gibbs. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Takes the handoff, now to throw. That one's complete, right side. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And it'll give him a 1st down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Waste of time.
What are you doing?
All right, here we go. Second down. A give left side for Gibbs. And he's tackled for a short gain. He'll get that yard back, but no more. It's 3rd and 10. Throwing now, Milton. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to be taken down a yard shy of the 25. Give him 13 on that play. And that gives them the first.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They send the tight end in motion. Here's Milton. And the connection made in the end zone. Touchdown. These guys keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. You're good on the point after. And these guys continue piling on to this lead. On now is York to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That's JSN, Smith and Jigba on the quick slant. They strike for 23 yards. And that'll give them a 1st down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. 1st down throw, Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Looking to throw Mahomes. That's caught at the 4. And that is a touchdown. The Huskies putting up points in a game decided. Kyle Pitts with a touchdown. Point after up and good from Bates. And the Huskies get it back to a 19-point deficit. On now is Cook to kick this away. He fields it from the 8. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. It's Gibbs on the carry. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
Hey, not a bad play by any means, but there's room for more, and they know it.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Back-to-back carries here. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. It's a pickup of 3. They're going to need 3 more now on 3rd down. Quick pass, right side, complete. They get 13 on the pickup, and they're going to have a 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. Man, did he make an impact play.
And he gets some good yardage down to the 42. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They give it to him again. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Looky here, you don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it, save it for later, for that next 3rd down coming.
And they take him down right along the 30. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. These guys close to picking up their 5th win. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Up the gut they go with Gibbs. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And they'll have 1st down.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
Wow, they're going to pass it here. The throw is caught. And in for the touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
They aren't taking the offense off. All right, leaving them out, trying for 2.
The offense will line up for a 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it. And that one's gone. To add a couple more on to this massive, some might say insurmountable lead here in the 4th. Now is York to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
First and 10 now from the 30. He gives it Pacheco to start the drive. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. To the air, Mahomes. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he drives this forward to the 6. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. So that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll run Pacheco. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Timeout taken by the offense. Their second. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. 2nd and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone. Here's Mahomes now. Has it down close. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Now the offense going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. They've held him out twice. Here we go. 3rd and goal. Pacheco. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. 3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Mahomes to throw for it. Intercepted in the end zone. Alontae Taylor has it. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down.
I know exactly what the quarterback was envisioning when he let that one go. Touchdown, baby. Not long after, I know exactly what he was thinking. Oh, no! Give me that one back, because the coverage baited him perfectly into that throw, and even more so, picked it off.
He put everything he had into this one. And that's incomplete. 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps.
You know, ball skills are not just a selling point for receivers entering the draft. Teams want defenders, especially in this day and age of the passing game, who can make plays on the ball, too, especially on these deeper throws. He doesn't swat that one away. We could be looking at a huge game.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He's trying to go deep again.